Howdy friends, what's poppin'? My name is Rabbit and welcome to episode 185 of our playthrough in Jade Cocoon 2 as we are continuing to make our way through the bonus forest here in the post game. In our last episode we just kick-started exploring the level 6 water forest known as Water Tier. We are almost done with the first island, and before we were able to quite wrap it up, we did end up finding ourselves face to face with a beast hunter. I don't remember, I think this one's a Gnaw beast hunter if I'm recalling correctly. So let's go ahead, dive right in by, let's start off on this side. That will go ahead and give Sheldon a little bit of time to get some mana up, although I could easily just rotate on. Oh, ha 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 ha. We ended up getting our petrification off. It's not too powerful of a version of that spell, so, you know. Oh, Jesus, not Mitria, please. That shit is lame. So we might be needing to prep for an ass whooping, you guys. But I mean, he only has 4 beasts, so, you know, how scary is this guy really gonna be? I say that, and then we've already got some shit. Okay, I'm gonna need to offset his attack increase with our own defense increase, because this is not gonna end well for me. Not like this. Please, boys, not like this. So, at the end of our last episode, I was sharing in terms of holy fucking shit. They ended up destroying my centerpiece there. Not cool. Not cool at all. Hopefully, we can go first. Because Krusty's, he should be fast. What the actual fuck, y'all? This is a little scary. Maybe I should hold off. Maybe I should have started on this side. Who could have fucking predicted Mitria for realsies? And I don't think they're gonna move, but please, Lord, show me mercy. If I could kill one of them, just one. Just one? Oh my God, none? I know, I'm like over here relying on the same hacks that drives me nuts when the enemy does it. But we should have books too. So, you know, it's okay. I think we'll be fine. Oh, ha 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 ha. You shit didn't do too much to us. So I think we're in a good place. Okay. So back to, God, that second one, he doesn't fuck around. I guess it's because basically, okay. Very uncool. I don't know, should I? I'm scared to be on this side and then lose a bunch of my, we're gonna lose some people. It's inevitable. So his Naganga is not made for this life, which is all good. But holy shit, y'all, what a way to fucking start this game off. But like I had already noted, I feel we're in a good place because here in the water forest, we're going to be finding a lot of things that can heal. I've got plenty of books that resurrect and do all of that good shit, so it should be fine. It should be fine. I will actually, we picked up a, what was it called, a full heal? Yeah, so we'll just go ahead and drop one of them bitches right on down. If we're lucky, Dana should be able to get Ramakite off, and then I'll feel better about rotating to a different side. So this is where we're at, friends. Again, on the struggle bus, as usual, and I was talking mad shit about his lineup too, and the fact that he only had, what, I guess 4 beasts, but good thing we got that Ad Roka off on the Naganga that cast Mitria, because that shit, mad lame, and holler guts for days. Get fucked, you scrub. And Krusty heals, so also very good. Okay. This is as good as it fucking gets, y'all. Although I'm a little scared. Really? Why did he rotate? That one is... This is perfect for me. Are you kidding? All right, we're good. We are all good. As long as I can just chill here for a minute. Not let the Yagalunas get their shit going. I think we'll be fine. Yeah, I don't know what the purpose of him rotating like this was, but I will take it. Buy myself some time to get people going again. Okay, I'm feeling a little bit better than how we started this fight off. So, work. I was sharing with you guys that I'm the type of personality where I would rather be mildly overworked than underworked, just because I don't like being unproductive, and I feel like it's unethical for me to accept a paycheck to not actually be working. So it feels bad to me, like if I have 3 hours left in my day, and yeah, I'm salaried, so I guess you could argue, well, Rabbit, just leave, because inevitably there will be days where you're working like 14 hours. So if you have a day where you're only working 8, you know, why does it matter? And I don't know, I like being reliable, I like being responsible, and I like being available to people that need me. So if people have the expectation that I'm accessible from certain hours to other hours in the day, unless, you know, there's just nothing going on and no one else is in the location where I'm at, I don't feel good about it, you guys. It just feels off to me, like not working or leaving early to go do whatever. So with all of that being said, I kind of am in my own little world where I have the projects that I work on, and I've got, I guess, like 3 major pieces to my job, one being very education focused and centered, which should make sense. That's what my background is in, education and research. And then I do, from my counseling background for like health, nutritional wellness, and that sort of thing, I do quite a bit of mediation. So I do a lot of employee mediation. I do some like patient or client mediation type services. So it's all good. Like, it works for me, I think, with my skill set and with my background, even though, you know, kind of 2 totally different realms. I'm fine having all this stuff going on. But with that being said, I am not kind of at the forefront of a lot of the services that the organization provides. So I'm never really there and immersed in whatever drama is going on, because I'm usually either in my office working on like materials for the organization, or I'm traveling, doing things like presenting, representing, or I don't know, I'm doing just like community type educational stuff. So, you know, I'm always in my own little world. But I guess there's a girl that had a meltdown the other day because she has been employed with this company for quite a while, actually, is my understanding. That she had started out, and then she wanted, I think she was going to school part-time online, getting her master's in like marriage and family therapy. But for those types of degrees, even though you get the degree, you can't actually use it until you get like licensed or credentialed through therapy hours. So she got the degree and ended up needing, I guess, to go somewhere else to fulfill her hours, even though it's kind of weird because we offer mental health services as well. So I don't know the backstory to that, you guys. Like I said, I'm always in my own little world. I don't really follow what's going on, and honestly, I don't really care. But for whatever reason, even though she'd been employed by this company for like 2 years, after she got the degree, she decided she wanted to go somewhere else to fulfill like her licensing and credentialing hours.
So exciting. Like I'm about to go to another world.
Whoa, I'm gonna need you, pull your pants back up, bro, and please take 2 steps away from me and my party. That dude is whack. The Knob Beast Hunters are a little crazy, you guys. So this girl, she had worked here for 2 years, and then got her degree and wanted to do hours somewhere else, so she left for a little bit. For whatever reason, I guess like 6 months after she left, I don't know if the place where she ended up going to just didn't fulfill her, or if, I honestly don't know. Or maybe like her hours were unpaid and she realized that she needed money, because she's a bit older. I think she's in her early 40s, or if not, she's like on the cusp of turning 40, if I recall correctly. So it's not like she's 20 something and still living at home. Like, she's been on her own for quite a while. She's unmarried, she doesn't have kids. So I feel like maybe she thought she could get her hours faster and then immediately get a job. I really don't know how that was supposed to work out for her, but I don't think she planned it. I don't think she planned everything as well as she should have, because like 6 months later, apparently, she decided she needed to come back. So she did come back, and everyone was really excited because she had worked so hard in the past and everyone loved her and blah, blah, blah. Like, she's great. We'll just call her Kelly. It'll be easier. So from the 2 years that she had formerly been employed, everyone loved Kelly. They thought she was great. She did a good job. She was reliable.
Many beast hunters have passed ahead of me. They'll never run out.
Okay, you're the one who technically started this shit with me, buddy. So I don't know really where the disconnect is there, but I don't feel bad about the ass kicking I just gave you.
As usual. You came with a strong attack. I was so surprised.
Hey, you okay, sir?
Guppy to you. but I'm okay. Oh, yes, I'll give you this. The symbol of my respect.
Guppy to you. Okay. 3? That's it?
Collect a lot of them, and I'll do something good for you. Well then, see you.
I guess I didn't spend enough time backtracking through water forests. How do I only have 3? That's a little crazy. Well, whatever. It's not like I'm going to stick around long enough to go back through anyway, so it is what it is. Okay, so Kelly came back, and everyone was super excited. Oh, that's it for this forest? Well, I guess that works out okay. So on to island numero 2. So we'll go here. Hopefully we can fly through this in one episode. Probably not, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. So Kelly returns. Everyone's excited. Everyone loves her. Yay, Kelly. Go, Kelly. You're the fucking best. Well, they ended up giving her, and again, like I said, I am not at the forefront of all this. Like, I was never really involved in mediating anything for her. So with that in mind, there's not really a way I could have known everything that was going on. So when she came back, I guess they gave Kelly some sort of promotion. And I say that in air quotes because from what I've heard, it wasn't quite a promotion, or it wasn't one that was really earned. So I guess my understanding is that it was sort of given to her because the company needed it more than they necessarily felt she had earned it or was deserving of the position. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I'm just going to go on with the story, and hopefully all these pieces will kind of come together to make everything make sense. So they gave this position to her, and basically she was going to be like, I don't know if her title change was like team lead or like head, whatever. And I don't even know what her department necessarily does. Basically, they do a lot of like intake paperwork and intake processing. So we'll just call them intake specialists. I don't know if that's the correct term for them. So basically she became like the lead intake specialist, where she was the #1 person who oversaw like this group of 5 girls who all kind of, I guess, helped new clients who were being treated or sick or whatever go through the process of figuring out what it was going to take to get insurance coverage, or what it was going to take to get the services that they specifically needed or their family specifically needed. So this was my understanding of what they did. So they gave this role to Kelly. And I think maybe in their minds they felt like, hey, well, Kelly got this master's in marriage and family therapy, so she'll make a great leader because she knows how to talk to people. She knows how to listen effectively. She asks clarifying questions to ensure that she understands concerns that people have before she makes decisions. I think that was a fair assumption for the company to make, but to be a little bit objective and on Kelly's side here, I don't think it makes sense to just promote someone or give them a title change because they're in the right place at the right time. If Kelly didn't ever perform to a point where she demonstrated she would be good in this role, I don't know why you would risk it. Any sort of leadership position with someone who you don't know for sure they're going to excel at it and succeed in that. So whatever, like, you know, to straddle that neutrality and that fence there, I see it from both sides, where the company, they took a risk, they made a very bad judgment call. But again, like, I guess Kelly could have stepped up and said, you know, well, even though this is what my degree is in, like, I took 6 months to get the licensing hours, and I found out it wasn't for me. Like, I don't know. I really don't know who was trying to be misleading, or if everyone's intentions were good, but they just didn't execute anything as well as they could have. I really can't say. Fast forward a little bit, Kelly gets this promotion, and bing, bang, boom, her team starts dropping like flies. It starts to come out, I guess, that Kelly sucks as a leader. She didn't listen very effectively. Concerns that her team members would bring to her, she would just say, like, oh, I'll take care of it, and then never would because she didn't like confrontation. Or if someone wanted to speak to, like, Kelly's superiors because they felt like Kelly wasn't doing the job, not to necessarily be a narc and snitch on her, but maybe just to find someone who could give them the direction they needed because Kelly herself was not providing any sort of leadership or guidance. I guess Kelly would discourage her staff or discourage that team from pursuing people that could assist them just because Kelly knew it was going to make her look bad because it's her team. In a perfect world, like, she should be the one fucking dealing with this. Like, why would someone need to go to someone above you to get simple answers to things? I don't know. So I guess Kelly even realized it would look bad, so she discouraged people from doing this. Bing, bang, boom. Her team is basically gone. Like, 3 people from her team ended up leaving. So there are only 2 folks that are still, and I shouldn't even call it a department. It's like an offshoot of another department. But 3 people ended up just leaving in a very bad way. You know, for the 3rd time or 4th time, I was not involved, so I don't know all of the juicy details, but it is some whack shit, you guys. Like, Kelly lost everyone, and, you know, again, part of it is not her fault. She probably never wanted to be in this leadership position, but because she herself is kind of gentle-spirited and her nature and disposition are just calmer, and she is very introspective, I almost wonder if she might have felt like she had to take it and she didn't want to disappoint anyone. And then again, the company is kind of responsible because they just gave it to her because she just came back and it just felt like the right thing to do, but they really had no idea whether it would be a good fit or not. I don't know. I think everybody fucked up because if it had been me, like, I've been clear with you guys that I don't mind minor leadership responsibilities, but I already know this about myself, that I do not like being held accountable for other people's choices, and I don't like dealing with petty people. So having to oversee just the demographic that was in her department wouldn't have been a good fit for me, because I think some of them tended to be younger girls who didn't have a whole lot of work experience, and some of them just, I don't know if their work ethic really was always there. But, you know, I say this as a total outsider from what they did and who they were, and it could be possible that because Kelly was such a shitty leader, that was why they were always throwing fits and, like, no showing thing. I don't know. You know, again, like, I don't understand what all happened there, but what I do know is that I would not have taken that position offer or that specific, I don't even know if you'd call it a promotion, to be honest, because she had a lot more shit on her plate for not a very big raise from what I had learned after the fact. But either way, I would have said no. I would have been just straightforward and upfront from the get-go, like, hey, I don't think this is a good fit for me. Could we trial it out? Or could it be like a shared leadership position where maybe I'm the lead of this team, but I have someone who assists me, like a leader assistant. I don't know what fucking titles you want to give to them. Just make it up. Use your imagination, you guys. But I would have at least made it a discussion instead of just saying, okay, I'll do it. So because of her shitty leadership and other things going on, like 3 people left over the course of like 2 weeks. And then obviously the company's pissed off because then they have to invest all this money in like talent sourcing, and then a couple of the people that they re-recruited ended up leaving as well, and Kelly had a kind of her own meltdown, so she got demoted back to what she was previously. So then she put in her 30-day resignation. So now like everyone is pissed off, and it is a fucking mess. That whole team and that whole department, they are on the struggle bus, friends. Like I honestly don't know if I've ever seen just a group of people lose their shit so closely one after another and in such rapid succession. You know, it's not even just that it was back to back over the course of like 2 weeks. It was like back to back over the course of a couple of days. Like, what is going on? How do people even process this when it all happens so fucking fast? I don't know. It's a little bit of madness. But anyway, so I unfortunately witnessed some of Kelly's meltdown the other day. There was a big meeting that was going on, and I was just there because I was trying to take some notes and some information because I'm involved in like this big promotional event that we're going to be doing in the community, and I just wanted a little bit more understanding of some of the services and how some of the things work, so that when I go and I present, or as I'm like creating these educational and promotional materials, that I have correct information. So I wasn't there to necessarily contribute anything. I was just there to observe, and observe I did, friends. So it came out, I don't even remember how, but someone kind of threw a little bit of shade at Kelly because they were talking about that department and what they did, and someone had mentioned something along the lines of, well, you know, rabbits don't don't be too firm in how you discuss the way that this works, because things are always changing over here in this department. And that's a little bit shady. Like, that's unnecessary. You don't need to say that. I already know, even if you technically felt like the information was necessary to disclose, like, you could have easily sent me an email or after the fact just said something to me like, hey, you know, I just want to put it on your radar in case you have been removed from all of this, that Kelly's team and that branch or offshoot of that department is kind of fucked, so don't commit too much and don't provide concrete details about how those processes work, because it's still growing and it's still shifting and it's still adjusting. Like, that would have been appropriate, I guess, to say to me in private if your motivation was genuinely just to inform me and to keep misinformation from spreading out in the community. Like, I'll give this person credit maybe for the thought process behind that, but y'all don't have to bring this ratchetry to a group meeting. There were like 20 of us in there, and it was unnecessary. So Kelly naturally also felt that the statement was unnecessary. She was pretty embarrassed, which is, I mean, come on, you guys, you can't fault her for that. Like, why you have to even go that far and say that kind of shit? Just total aside for a second, I don't know why some people get so much from making other people feel bad. Like, I understand. I have bad days where roasting someone feels so good, or letting them know how I really feel, because I'm a direct person. It's needed, and it's cathartic, and it's fine. Like, it's healthy, I think, to express yourself openly and honestly. But in situations like that, you're not really trying to help anyone. Nothing was targeted at you, so you can't even make the argument that it was a defensive statement for you to make that remark so public. To me, I just don't understand why some people are so motivated by being assholes and being crazy. Like, fucking stay in your lane, mind your business, or if there's something you think you need to overstep your boundaries, do it discreetly and privately. Like, what is it with people and not being able to have discussions calmly and privately? I don't get it. But anyway, so back to the Kelly story. This person low-key roasted Kelly in front of everyone, and I was just kind of like, okay, like, thanks for the heads up. Kelly wasn't having that shit. I think she'd already reached her limit a while ago when she got the demotion, you know, obviously, because she ended up putting her in her notice, and she has a history at this company. It's not like she's only been here for a couple of months and things didn't work out. Like, she was here, she left, she came back, and now she's leaving again. I'm definitely not coming back. And from what I heard, she doesn't even have something lined up, which is a little scary, Kelly, because that's what got you into this shit in the first place when you left and then came back somewhat abruptly. But anyhow, so Kelly lost her mind in this team meeting in response to this person's bullshit, and she went to town and was just like, well, maybe things would have been fine and there would be less turnover and there'd be more stability if people up above set me up for success. And she just started dragging everyone. You could tell everyone was feeling uncomfortable, and it was kind of like, I understand where she's coming from, but I don't know. She went a little too nuts. And again, like, you guys have to understand how weird this is for me, because I'm not involved in a lot of these processes. Like, I'm just there to do a lot of the education and training and some counseling. Like, I don't know what's going on. So I'm like looking left and to the right, and I'm just sort of like, oh my goodness, like, what? Maybe I should leave and let some of you work things out. And then when we know exactly what you guys want me to be doing and what you want me to be drafting and saying at my presentation, someone come fucking find me. But I don't know if I need to be here for necessarily all of this. So Kelly loses her mind and, like, says all this shit in front of everyone, which naturally pisses other people off. And okay, so here's where, oh my God, these things are killing me. You know what, guys? We're gonna start cutting these and we're gonna roll through. So Kelly loses her mind, and someone, I don't know if they just felt like they needed to defend her, or again, I know I've shared this with y'all many times, that I'm a firm believer in standing up for other. What the fuck? Haven't we? I feel like we fought these things. Do I need another egg? This is so strange. I feel like we haven't found eggs in such a long time, and then randomly we're just running into them now. I'm not I'm not really sure what the deal is with these, but whatever. We're gonna blast through this. I guess we'll just grab the egg, although this isn't a beast we really need one for. You know, but thinking about it, I don't know if we've maxed out this one. I think mine is named Nemo, and I never really did shit with him because I had fucked up the merges early on. So maybe we do need one of these. I don't know. We'll see. We'll worry about it after the fact. Let's just go ahead and get through this fight. So I am a firm believer in standing up for other people. I think I am maybe a little bit more passionate about defending others than I am myself, but I also am a good judge of a situation, and I know to pick my battles, and I know when it's going to be beneficial to say something and when it's just going to exacerbate the circumstance at hand. This person who was in here, I guess, also felt bad for Kelly and felt like, oh gosh, you know, this really, it's too much. Like, why would anyone even say this? Kelly had already lost her mind and had kind of defended herself and escalated the situation. So I feel like from that point, everyone should have just shut the fuck up, and they should have just continued the meeting and been like, okay, we can revisit that team later. We'll talk about these things later. Let's move on and discuss like the rest of the things that have been going on and new programs that we're developing and blah, 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 etc. That sort of shit. You know what I'm saying? But no, this one person decides that they want to break the silence by coming to Kelly's defense, which again, the motivation is right, and I agree with it, and I am similarly a person who likes to defend others, especially in situations of injustice. But this person was too impulsive, I think, and she really should have felt out the room a little bit better and maybe even just waited. If she had to just get it off her chest, maybe even brought it up at the end of the meeting. I don't know. But she, immediately coming off Kelly's meltdown, inserts, yeah, and nobody has the right to, something like nobody has the right to say anything about Kelly's team when you know, referencing the person who had made the snide remark, when you can't even, something about like keep your own home life together because this person had a kid that had some school issues, and I don't even know the details around that because again, one, it doesn't have anything really to do with work. Two, that's equally petty to fucking bring up her personal life in the middle of an employee or like a staff meeting, a work-related meeting. Like, y'all are too much. Please fucking stop. This isn't Twitter. Like, can we please stop throwing around fucking insults? Like, we're supposed to all be professionals. Like, what are you doing? So, yes, person, I said I was going to cut fights, and here I am not cutting fights because I'm just so immersed in this crazy story. So the point of it all is this other person, we'll just call her Ashley, thought that she needed to come to Kelly's defense and said all this other shit against the bitch who low-key roasted Kelly in front of everyone. Not necessary, obviously made things worse. So Kelly, though, total surprise move. I wasn't predicting this. I don't think Ashley was predicting this. And I don't think the bitch that really started all of this was predicting this. Kelly looks over at Ashley, and then Kelly loses her mind on this person and is like, since when did I say I needed anyone to fight my battles for me? Why don't you focus on yourself and let me take care of myself? It's like, what?
Cinnamon, fancy meeting you in a place like this. Producer's orders. From now on, we're going to be training, one in each of the 4 forests. Me, I'm assigned to the water forest.
But, Cinnamon, why do you have the water forest?
Because my costume is blue. Red cocona in the fire forest, green choco in the earth, and yellow vanilla in the wind.
Oh, I get it. Indeed. Excellent.
Huh? Really? There's no change?
I mean, that kind of makes sense, but that's not the beast that they use, so why?
So, Cinnamon, are you going to be training by yourself?
I'm here alone, but we will train together sometimes.
I see. So, won't you get lonely?
Of course not. You'll be even more carefree with nobody bothering you.
Maybe.
Actually, I feel Nico on that statement. I don't really get lonely. I love flying solo. But okay, to finish my story so that we can finish this episode. So Kelly looks at this bitch and like tears Ashley to pieces, even though Ashley came to your defense, bitch. Like, what? I Y'all, I thought I was watching like a WWE fucking SmackDown. I just couldn't even believe the shit that was unfolding before my eyes. Like, what is wrong with all of you? But I'll say this again. I know this sounds like a huge generalization, and I agree, it is. And it's probably baseless and could more so have something to do with the fact that I work in environments that are admittedly high stress. Woo-wee, y'all. I had an Ad Moomer night triple kill. That shit felt so good. But okay, so as I was starting to say, I feel like, and don't mind me, I was just making sure I didn't miss anything. We had one final path to go, I'm hoping, and then we'll be done with not only this force, but this episode. But I feel like even though, I don't know how to say this and it sound right, I feel like girls are a little crazy and petty, and historically for me, I work in a field that has a lot more women than men. I mean, like teaching. Usually there are more women than male teachers. Like even at the university level, I feel like in the health sciences, I've had considerably more female peers than male peers. And even when I was doing research, no, in the research environment, it was about, there were a few more males than females. I would say that was probably more 60% men, 40% women. But either way, in the atmospheres and in the environments where it's mostly women, I feel like people are so prone to just fighting about stupid shit and not maintaining their professionalism. I don't know what it is, but this is why, and I know a lot of girls love saying this, but this is why I have so many more male friends than female friends, because it's just like, I don't know if it's just because of the fact that the type of people that are drawn to the fields that I work in, or if it's the culture of the companies or the city / towns I'm in, but the bitches are so crazy. And I was like, what is even going on, you guys? You guys need to stop. You're all saying too much. Can't we just get along? Even if we're not getting along, can you all just be grown adults? We don't have to be friends. We don't have to like each other, because Lord knows, I don't like most of you, but I can still keep most of my thoughts to myself unless it's necessary to say something. Like, whoo, Kelly lost her mind. Ashley then got upset because she was just trying to defend Kelly, and then Kelly went to town on Ashley and this other bitch, and then the other bitch, I had to just excuse myself, and I was like, I think there's some things need to be worked out. If any sort of mediation does need to occur, I would love it if you guys could just make your way to my office. Here are my office hours, and yeah, it was good time, you guys. Very, very good time. But anyway, we will go ahead and leave that story at that, since we are at the end of this episode. When we come back together in video number 186, we'll be ready to explore island number 3 here in Water Tier. So thanks so much for joining me thus far, friends. As always, I am your host, Rabbit, and this is our run through Jade Cocoon 2, where we are rapidly wrapping up our exploration of the bonus content here in the post game. So I'll see you guys very soon.